Well, here is the second video of my reaction series, where I react to Battle of the Objects episodes. This is the episode 2 reaction, which was completed and made available to my gallery on May 6th, exactly a month after the original episode 1 was completed. I don't know why I said original episode 1. Episode 1, exactly a week after episode 1 was created. Finished. Yep, complete, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, this, like, when compared to, while I was working on episode 4, I looked back at this episode and I wasn't exactly too proud of it. But now that I've seen it more recently, I'm kind of having second thoughts. In fact, a few elements of this episode will be coming back in episode 6. With one of them, the biggest one that I'm the most excited about, backgrounds. You'll see. For now, let's get watching. 1 month ago. Yeah, before I used Comic Sans. Yeah, the reason why I don't use clear sans anymore, I use Comic Sans now in the animations, is that I just think that Comic Sans fits the finger-drawn aesthetic that the older episodes had. Mainly episode 1. Yes, like, I feel like that, with the vibe that I'm going for episode 6, I feel like this could, like, especially since, like, okay, spoiler alert here, there's gonna be a few finger-drawn segments here, and I think Comic Sans, like, just fits perfectly for this kind of aesthetic. I don't know, this might get memed in the future, but for now, I just think it fits. I just think it fits the aesthetic of the show that I'm going for. And yeah, that's why I don't use clear sans anymore. It just looks a little too straight for looks a little too polished for a show that's like origins aren't exactly the most polished. So 1 month ago. Yep, right where we left off.
What was that?
Backgrounds. Backgrounds are coming back in episode 6. Like actual backgrounds with clouds. And like floor, although the floor won't look like that. The floor will look straight.
You're welcome, guys. I just purchased new assets for all of you.
I just love that background. Like I love it and then I don't love it. Like I just keep going back and forth about that green thing in the, like that green shadow in the background. I think it really stands out, I guess. Which I will be bringing this kind of thing back for, at least for one scene as far as I know in episode 6. But no.
Is it just me or why is everything static?
Another reason why. Yeah, like the only reason why I managed to crank this episode out as fast as I did is, one, this episode isn't nearly as long, since I didn't have to establish the contestants and the world that they lived in. Well, honestly, a bit of more world building will happen in episode 6. Okay, enough about episode 6. And 2, it's pretty apparent. Like, the reason why I got episode 1 as done was because of the non-existence of Inanimate Insanity Invitational. Yeah, when that came out, it kind of felt like it defeated the purpose of why I was doing this entire show in the first place, to try to revitalize interest in object shows. Even though these episodes weren't coming out publicly, they were just being made available in my gallery for me to enjoy. But I felt like one day I could share them. But with Inanimate Insanity Invitational coming my way, ooh, that's, yeah, it threw me off guard a bit. So I had to, yeah. Episode 1's quick 23-minute long runtime and sloppy and animation were only able to happen without the existence of an Anime Insanity Invitational. It happened without the existence of competition. Though nowadays I am like consistently working on episode 6. Still in the introduction, but at least I managed to get getting a minute done in a week is better than getting a half a minute done in like 4 months. Yeah, and that's a big deal. So.
Don't have the money for animation anymore.
Ooh, here comes the major inconsistencies with this episode that I feel like I need to clarify. And I might be changing these and I might be changing the canon of the show later on, but
all the money after the first episode.
But consider what you hear in this video, in this reaction, as canon, right? So, here's my commentary on this.
Animation was the only thing that was here when I first arrived.
Okay, I feel like I need to clear this up a little, alright? So, because in the future there might be some confusion about this. Alright, so what Caesar is talking about is how everyone was already emoting. So like, people were able to move around, emote, yeah, stuff like that. There wasn't color. There wasn't definitive voices. The reason as to why the characters have definitive voices is because they were being animated days before they were animated days before the actual competition started. Before that shot of the clouds and the sun, which is why the shock of the contestants is invisible, because they've already had that shock days before. So like, it's pretty much like in the first few seconds of episode 1, except without color. So like, everyone's voice was identical. The characters all existed. They all have definitive backstories. So like, Caesar just brought color, separate voice acting. Well, separate. I voice 16 characters. I voiced 16 of the characters. Yeah, he managed to buy assets for them, managed to get the world in color. Yeah, that's the canonical explanation for episode 1's animation changes. The real explanation was that I was just trying to experiment a little. But the canonical explanation that I'm trying to pass it off as is Caesar just buying assets and taking away and adding stuff that he thought would fit. Yeah, right. I just feel like I needed to clear myself up, because I had been meaning to do this for a while. Okay, let's continue watching.
There were no assets, no nothing. Now he can't even move. Well, if we concentrate hard enough, we can. See?
Yeah.
No, stop, guys. Look, every single time we move normally, it drains away $5 from the budget. Why is that a bad thing? Because we only have $500 left in the budget. How much money did the show start with?
I just realized I was ripping off BFB 29.
$1 million.
I just realized, with that amount of cash, $5 drained every single time the characters move. And frame by frame. So like, not just snapping in position, but like actually like moving transitionally, like, you know. So how much would that be? I don't know, just gotta divide that by, someone divide this number by 5. Actually, never mind. It's pretty obvious. That's 10 million movements. 10 million movements for the whole show. Somebody write down the amount of, but when, here's something I have to tell you. So, here's a little something, alright? So, it's not even something I'm going to tell you, it's something that I'm telling you to do. Here's what your viewers are going to do. When the season is over, and I hope it really is over, hope it's over sometime, I want all of you to rewatch episodes and write down in tally marks, so it's easy to count, every single time the characters move, to see if this budget number actually holds up. And if it doesn't, well, you know, again, Caesar's the literal god of this universe, but you know what they say, money doesn't grow on trees. Actually, I don't know if that made sense within the context of, I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that metaphor means. I'm just whatever.
Did you waste the budget? That's only the second episode. Hey, you guys have better assets.
But not the best assets. Ooh, I wonder how much that drained.
Listen, I still can't get over how fast you drained the budget. You know how much medals, prizes, challenge supplies, an assistant host, a replacement host,
Foreshadowing.
a whole bunch of other stuff for an entire season's worth cost. But you didn't have to blow it all in the first episode. Had to.
Yeah, because spoiler alert, the grand prize changes.
Time to start that second challenge. Well, we need to figure out a way to raise money. We can't continue the season like this. I got just the right challenge idea. A prison break. A prison break? Everyone loves a good prison break. It'd be so wrong for Battle of the Objects to not have an official breakout as a challenge. Oh yeah, this is how you test one's strength.
Sorry. I kind of want to do a redub of this episode, honestly. I want to do a redub of all the episodes. Maybe I'll do that when the season's over. Again, have no clue when that will be. Oh boy. Here comes my horrible misuse of the BFDI assets. I had no clue about how to work around these assets. Nowadays, I know what shape to make the eyes in, as you've seen from the my birthday short. Yeah, I feel like I really pushed those expressions. I feel like I really improved those expressions. Especially since those expressions are going to be coming back in episode 6, except fully animated this time. Well, I guess most of the characters movements will just snap in place, but there'll be at least some transition to make it flow cohesively. But wow. And what made me think that it was a good idea to customize the clouds? Like, honestly, what I could, at this point I could have just used my own clouds. Since I did have my own cloud assets. Though I did see the potential in this like banner, since it's like the banner used in the new intro. I never noticed that white line.
Are you sure this won't work? Of course.
Also, a little. Maybe the series should be about correcting every little inconsistency to make it work. That right there is just a computer. Yeah, it's just a computer labeled COM. COM is my initials. COM is my initials. Cesar Ortiz Mendoza. So those are my initials, which is why COM is like named COM. It's named after Caesar. Well, this COM is just computer, right? Got it? So there's COM and there's computer. Computer's not coming back anytime soon. So, yeah, there you go. Just cleared up another discrepancy. Ooh, I am on a roll. What am I now, at 2?
Welcome, viewers, to the first Battle of the Objects live stream. Huh? Oh gosh, you don't need to know that old channel. Channel name? Did you shut down a channel? Oh my, you know what? I didn't say which New Year's.
I feel like this horrible spelling doesn't exactly do justice to it. It could have been just minorly misspelled instead of just going full out. Yeah, like that one. That looks reasonable.
Okay, what's going on? Do you know this guy? Let me just. Well, yes, they have.
Back when my voice was a little higher.
Explain to me.
You could chuckle.
Yeah.
Yeah, shouldn't we be trapped in a building with other inmates?
Enough talking, guys. So, let me
Those
explain the
bullshit
challenge.
times.
Team's team captain is locked
Each
up in their
team's
own
team.
cage. Anyway,
This reminds me of
the goal
that
is
laughing
simple.
just reminds me
Whichever
of
team frees the
Paper
team
Puppets
captain
Take 2 episode 4.
will win immunity. Hey, has anyone seen Orange?
Hey, has anyone seen Orange? Yeah, I want to re-record Snowflake's lines with the new accent.
Okay, why can't I just break myself free?
Not the new accent, just redefined accent.
Why can't I break this? The cages are absolutely coated with sword and waffle repellent. Oh, I guess that explains why I'm floating.
Yeah, 1 pixel, and it's not even visible.
Wait, hold on. Repellent doesn't work like that.
Nowadays, I'm really trying to perfect Tetherball's voice. If he ever, in the rejoin episode, I'm really trying. I really wanted to perfect his voice, because, like, try to get that more episode 2 angle. It's like, hang on a second, repellent doesn't work like that. Yeah, like, not too bland, like in this clip, although it is fine. I do think that voice for Tetherball is fine, but not too extreme to the point where you get cases in episode 3 where his dialogue is barely intelligible.
Wait, what about this kid and her walk teleporter? From what out, you have to charge it so long in order to use it. That's only for walls up to 12 inches. These are bars that we're talking about. Okay, but we still need to charge it. And I know one place where we can charge it. The power plant. It's literally
The
7 miles
power
away.
plant.
We gotta walk the whole way. Well, at least this is like 2,000 miles or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we need to walk there. And even worse is that I can't even walk on my own. Let's just get going. Look, the viewers are getting tired of our chitter chatter.
I used to not be proud of this episode, but I'm having second thoughts.
I got it.
I just love the aesthetic of this episode. It is just like much more polished than episode 1. Like,
Sorry about that.
again, the sloppy style of episode 1 has its charm, but I do think that this is a more natural way of evolving this style.
I'm frozen, but they're still refusing to move.
You didn't freeze.
Wait, what?
Gotta love how I
I saw
accidentally
a
erased a
flash,
chunk
I
of his leg
swear I
and didn't
just
even
froze
realize
it.
it at the time.
I also saw it.
Yeah, I saw it too.
That's because the cages are all so coated in snowflake repellent. I need some time alone. Oh, also, that reminds me of something that I forgot to show you last episode. The confession box.
Yeah, I got rid of
How
that
could you
thing.
forget?
Again, for reasons
I
that I
was just so excited
describe
about
in
getting to
the
post an
MSW
object
Reboot
show.
episode 1.
The way it works is simple. You guys will record your own videos in there after the challenge is over, and I'll just simply edit them as soon as I can.
Not the Caesar in this animation, the Caesar here in real life. Me. I edit those in. Yeah, it's not Caesar, the host. Caesar, me. It's like, we're both the same kind of person. The Caesar host is a figure that represents me. That's going to be explained in episode 6 a bit more.
And
Wow,
it'll
a lot
be
of things being
included
teased in episode 6.
certain
What are
times
we
in
at
the
now, like
episode where you
5?
just feel like it belongs.
Again,
Wow.
one ball
I like
with an
Sonic.
8.
Wow. I kind of like it. One ball.
Mhm.
Also, you have to go in alphabetical order. Hashtag ban alphabetical discrimination. Start the trend.
Listen,
It's like
I personally don't want to be a clone.
$45.
I'm so lucky that I managed to find Quill, Inkbottle, and Boulder as clones. Espera, ¿qué estamos haciendo?
Me and Muffin are good friends.
Well, then why are you confessing? Why are you
I
confessional
can't
boxing?
believe that 3 people voted for Muffin last episode.
Yeah, like, I can't believe it. Alright, first things first, I'm against discrimination.
Gotta love how
And
how
second
Crayon
things-
is just
second,
above the live.
Yeah, I really don't like going into forests. And that experience with the cage. And that fact that there's a cage in this challenge is just... Ugh. Oh, don't worry, Crayon. Wait, how will Dime do his? Oh, I guess I'll just send the confession box into the PvP. Okay, I personally think it's ridiculous that I was the first one out. I'm
Well, you were
proud of that kid.
pessimistic.
She's growing.
Good riddance.
Oh, I don't have anything to say.
Again, why are you confessing then?
Pete can't talk.
Yes, it feels so nice to compete in a reality show. I'm gonna miss the little Dime.
I made the same color as the confession box. I made the color of the confession box the same color as Snowflake. That's because I used the color sets available in Flip-A-Clip, and I guess I somehow managed to choose the same blue that I already was using for Snowflake's asset, and
Sarah's really humiliating. I'm gonna break myself free out of the cage. 7 miles? I can't walk. Are you serious?
I'd like to say that it wasn't really too fun being in a cage or like the whole challenge.
Actually, I invented something that can help you walk. A freezer. All you have to do is to wait for it to rain. Wait for it to rain? That could take days. Oh, please, don't worry. I'll just set a cloud in the sky. Now that it's raining, I can freeze the whole path.
yeah,
We
because
can
it's moist.
slide all the way to the power plant. Are you serious? You have to walk.
All right, I feel like here's another opportunity to clear up a discrepancy here, or inconsistency, or plot, or whatever you want to call it. So, the freeze gun array, or whatever he called it, that sets things extremely cold, but it doesn't actually freeze them. But since the ground is moist, they can they can like cool up a path, cool down. Like they can make a cool path. It's like they can cool the grass enough so that the water freezes and it turns to ice so they can slide over it. Right? Meanwhile, Snowflake can insta freeze things. Got it? Right.
14
I feel like I should really be clearing up any inconsistencies that I may be causing with the series. Especially since I watch Sonic reviews and like, man, yeah, because like it's like wow, Takashi Iizuka really screws over the challenge, screws over Sonic's continuity. Hopefully, Sonic Frontiers clears up on that. I like this montage a little.
Okay, it's fully charged now.
Because, like, you know,
Just slide all the way back.
I feel like reanimating it. I feel like recreating it in the new episode. Like, not in the new episode, in a new episode. So, like, maybe I could recreate it in there.
I've thrown the cage so many times. I don't think we'll ever get you out. Oh, is it just me, or why is everything animated again? Oh, nice.
Don't expect episode 6 to be animated frame by frame by frame like this.
Yeah, it's so nice.
Expect something
but
close
you
to
see
it.
something? The psychotic swords are coming with the finish
Wow.
teleporter.
I grew
Alright.
a low quality tether ball. Since it was small, it was low quality. So when I really should have went backwards in the frames and then like went backwards in frames and gradually shrunk tether ball to the distance so it wouldn't look too okay, so what essentially happened here is that the beam shot into Waffle and then pulled him out. That's at least how I envisioned the wall teleports work ever since I saw that episode of IDFB.
Remember, I said whichever team
Huh,
freezes
I love that
up
little animation of him raising his eyebrows,
I didn't say which team captain it had to be.
which is
Wait,
also
so
attempting to.
does that mean? Yep. Wonder Waffles, you're up for elimination. No, Ink Bottle's up. I'm sorry if I got eliminated.
I'm sorry if I got eliminated.
Don't worry about that because I found Orange.
Because I found Orange.
May luck be with you, Inkbottle. I also grant Inkbottle with luck.
Granting luck.
Thanks, guys.
Well, you won't have to worry about that, Ink Bottle, because we have Orange to vote for. Even though I don't want him gone.
Aww.
Thanks to the live stream, we managed to get back 4/5 of our original budget. Anyways, let's get on with the elimination. So,
Jesus.
the person
I
who
don't
won
know
the
if
prize
this
is Burrito. It's a block of diamond. Uy, dame, dame, dame.
Yeah, this is where I
Ay,
finally got
soy
the oval shape on the eyes.
Uy, sí
At least I
pareces
think.
delicioso.
I don't know.
Una mordida, por favor. No, pero no. Está bien. Anyways, let's get on with the elimination votes. The prizes for this elimination are medals and iron bars from the cages. Anyway, Psychotic Swords, you freed a team captain, so you guys all get medals and bars. Now let's get on with the Wonder Waffles vote. Let's just say the vote was pretty unanimous. But before I read the votes, tell them all, for freeing Waffle and getting your team the win, you get a cutter card.
I'm more versatile.
Burrito, Crayon, Ink Bottle, Rose, Sign, Snowflake, and Syringe are all safe with 0 votes.
That music emptiness was just in the video. Was only in the video where I was getting the
Either
music
one
from.
of you got 9 votes.
I don't know. I don't know
And I
if
think
it's
it's pretty
that's a
obvious
natural
which
part of
one
the song or what.
But I'll display the votes just to be safe. I'm gonna miss Orange and Dime.
It sounds like that. Ooh, a bit better than I remembered. It's nice. It's nice. Expect the episode 3 reaction to come out on the actual completion date, as I pointed out in another video before. I don't remember which one it was, but yeah, the actual completion date was June 10th. Actually, I think I said that in the episode 4 announcement video. Wow, cool. Well, that's it. Well, that's my major release for this week. I don't know what I'm going to be posting next week. Maybe episode... What are we now? 11? Of TSP. Yeah, maybe.